Welcome to Black Girls Can Talk, the podcast where we dive into real, unfiltered conversations about what it means to be a Black woman in today's world. I'm your host, Dr. DaJaneil McCree, founder of Black Girls Can Talk. And here, we're creating a space where we can unpack everything from culture and beauty trends to mental health and the joys and challenges of Black womanhood. Whether you're here for the tea or looking for deep discussions, you're in the right place. So grab your seat at the table and let's get into it. Welcome back to another episode of the Black Girls Can Talk podcast, where we uplift, empower Black women's stories, and speak to women who are making changes across various industries. Hey. Today, I am joined by my guest, Ruztique Kelly.
Hi.
And today, we have the pleasure of speaking with her about her career as a marketing copywriter, journalist, and content creator. Come on, content creation. And she has a rich background in strategic communication. So we'll talk about your journey in media and marketing and discuss some of the challenges you have faced. Excuse me. How are you today?
I'm good. I'm excited to be here. Good. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you for joining me. And I just feel blessed, right? Especially leaving Saturday prayer this morning. Like, it just set the scene for the day. And the tone. So
what was the message? What was the highlight?
Okay, because hold on. Because the message was, look at me now. And we already know who's seen that. But just basically like there are people who can't go with you everywhere you're going. And I think that was a perfect message for today, because we're going to talk about where you was at and where you've come to and how you got there, right?
Yeah.
So let's just get right into it. So as you all know, I'm your host, Dr. DaJaneil McCree.
Come on, doctor.
Come on. Thank you. I want to first start. Let's talk about your academic background real quick. And let's not forget, I would be remiss if I didn't mention that we are sorority sisters.
Period.
Ooh. So yes, let's talk about your academic journey. So you went to school out of state, or not in this state that we're currently in. So So how was school? Like, did you enjoy your undergrad experience? I know that you were there during COVID as well.
So
right?
Actually, I went right before. So literally, I think the year, so I graduated in December 2019. You know, COVID literally happened in 2020.
Okay,
so I
got you.
Barely got on that.
Okay.
Barely. But I would say my college experience was like really interesting. So I went to like a PWI. I went to
same.
Yeah, but I went to a PWI that was like in a very rural area.
Okay.
Like it was a dry county.
Okay.
In the South.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So. You can imagine. You can put the pieces together.
Correct.
So, but the school that I went to. So originally I was a broadcast journalism major, and so the school that I went to, it was like the best school in the state for broadcast journalism. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna just suck it up, go here. Yeah. And I ended up making like the best group of friends. We called each other the Brew.
That's cute. You wanna go into why, or you?
So. Very, very, very ridiculous. So it's the crew, but you can't say it with.
Okay. So, I got you in the Brew. I got it.
Because we were all from like the same place. So we all were from the same place, but like we all went to different schools, and we didn't really all know each other till we got to college. Okay. So we all became best friends. So like I feel like they were like the highlight of my college experience.
Yeah, of course.
But I feel like they all disliked our school so much, but I really enjoyed our school. Like,
you like, not me.
I had a great time. Like my professors were amazing. Like my major was amazing. It was a lot more, it was, I would say, more fun.
Okay.
And not as rigorous, I guess, as like a biology major or like a pre-med major.
Yeah.
So I'm over here chilling,
so stupid.
Yeah. But then I'm also like super involved, so I'm doing everything. I'm like, I'm gonna be an RA. I'm gonna be a...
You was an RA?
I was an RA.
Oh, no.
Only 1 year, though. I couldn't do it after that. I was an RA. I was like a tour guide. I did that too. Orientation leader for the summertime. The ones that's like loud at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
I'm doing everything. I'm a mentor. I could go. I was president for Delta.
Was you?
Yes.
I didn't make it up to president, not gonna lie. Okay, so you were doing a lot.
Yeah.
And this is all simultaneous?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, and I had a job, and I had work study. Baby,
there's no way.
Take 18 hours.
18 hours?
18 hours.
Did you do, how many years? You did 4 years?
I did 4.5, yeah. Because I switched my like minor so many times.
Oh, I switched a lot too.
Yeah, okay. I was doing
it'd be like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, and crazy enough, because I feel like I was like, school was so hard for me in like high school and stuff.
Okay.
But like when I got to college, and I was taking them 18 hours. I was making like 4.0s. I ain't never made a 4.0 a day in my life.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so I feel like college was a time to like reinvent myself.
Yeah, and going back to what you said about your friends, like they always say that you make your very best friends in college.
Yes.
And I'm living that too. Like all my friends have been with me for over a decade, and it's just different.
It's just
different because our goals are different. We a little more grown. We wasn't that grown in college, but like
we were not grown at all.
And then not being grown for real, you like, dang, what was we on back then?
Look, one of my friends coming today, she had sent me a video from us, and she was like, life was so simple. I said, it really was. Simple. It was so simple back then.
It was so simple. What a time. What a time to be alive.
Girl.
Okay, well, thank you for sharing a little bit about your academic journey. So because we talked about it a little bit, we have to bring up Delta. So what made you join the sorority?
So it's kind of crazy how it even happened for me because like Delta at my school was gone for like 13 plus years.
Wow.
So
that's crazy.
We did not have like Deltas on campus for the longest.
Mm-hmm.
But it was always one of those rumors where it was like, it'll be this year. It might be this year.
Okay.
It's going to be this year. And I heard that from like my freshman year. And I'm just like, girl, but my aunt, she's a Delta.
Okay.
And so I look up. Yeah. So I look up to her so much. Like she has always been like my shining star, my inspiration.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, oh yeah, like I want to, it's just, I want to be like her.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, oh, when the opportunity came, I'm like, yes. I could be like her. And I could be like all the other, like, I feel like inspirational women. Like I just feel like I always saw like, cause my aunt, she was like a grad or the advisor for like her college. So she was strong Delta for 12 plus years bringing lines through, so I'm seeing her and just being around like the different events. I'm like, oh, these are such strong women.
Yes.
And they like work hard.
Yep.
And like, I'm like, I want to be like that. And so when the opportunity came, I'm like, it was literally my last year in college. So I'm like,
for real,
I barely made the cut.
But you did because that was part of your purpose and part of your plan.
My grandma passed
right
before we crossed too. So
I'm sorry.
It was like, no, literally the day I crossed, and then so I got to like be all cheery for like an hour, and my aunt was like, I have some news to tell you. So literally I left the same day. So I crossed and literally, I'm about to cry. I crossed and literally went home and was like, girl, you about to leave me?
Yeah, that's a lot at one time.
Yeah,
because it's like a happy time, but it's also like, unfortunately, life still exists. Happening.
Yeah, and she had been sick the whole time, but like nobody wanted to tell me because they knew if they told me, I wouldn't have finished.
Yeah.
Because that was like my best friend.
Yeah, well, I'm sure you already lived for her anyway.
Yeah.
But that was just another thing. Like, at least she was here, even if she didn't get to witness it, she was here.
Yeah,
when you became a part, when you did something that was so important to you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So she got to, even though she didn't physically see it, she still got to see it and witness it. And she watches you every day. So, shout out to her.
Yeah,
what's her name?
Shout out to Helen Jean.
Helen Jean. That's such a cute name.
That's an old name.
Right. And she probably was so cute. So cute. It's so little. Aw. Well, yes. Shout out to her. Rest in heaven. We love you. I don't know you, but I know you were a good person. So we're going to move on to something less, because you don't cry if you need to.
Look, but it was right here.
Yeah, but we want to make sure that we're uplifting in this moment. So we'll cry later. Okay. So you've definitely worn multiple hats in your career, from journalism, like you said, to marketing, copywriting. Can you share some of the highlights from your professional journey and how you navigated the transitions?
Yeah, so I feel like I have had like a really crazy journey altogether when it comes to like my career. So like I told you, I went to school for like to be a broadcast journalism major, and I went to a conference and I'm like, this is what y'all gotta do.
That's what they gotta do.
This is what y'all gotta do. And you don't even get paid that much starting out.
You don't get paid.
Like I feel like you to be a journalist, you have to have some real passion.
Yeah, you gotta want to do it.
You have to want to do that. And I went to that conference and I'm like, I don't have this passion. So I literally went home, or when we came back home, I went to my academic advisor.
Yeah, academic advisor. Yeah.
I said, we got to make something shake because this ain't it.
Oh, so that's when you changed your major?
Yeah, I was like, this ain't it. I don't like this.
I got you.
And so she was like, well, have you ever thought about PR? I'm like, no, I don't even know what that is. And so she was like, I think you would do good in PR because it's still communications. And then so at my school, they had like dual type of programs. So I was taking, so my major was literally public relations, advertising, social media management, and then I had a minor in marketing as well. So yeah, so
that makes more sense to what you do now.
Exactly, exactly. So I'm like, in the time I was like, oh, this is a lot, but the classes kind of overlap. So some classes could count for like all 3. Okay. So it would be like little classes here and there that kind of like offset, you know.
Gotcha.
So yeah, so I remember one of my teachers, like she was, you know, shout out to our Black queens. We love them down.
Period. Yes.
Shout out to our Black queens. So she was like, she was the only professor that I had that was still in the industry. And she was like, you know, you getting good grades is cute and all, but ain't nobody gonna care unless you get an internship. I
said, that's not bad advice.
I said,
that's pretty true.
Okay. Clock my teeth.
Right. Like, you got one lined up for me, or
right. So I'm like, okay, I don't got nobody experience, but like at that point I wanted to work at like Viacom or like Paramount. Like really? I wanted to be in like New York City.
Did you?
I wanted
it's giving New York.
Yeah, it's like I wanted to be, I had to get out of Arkansas. Like ain't nothing in Arkansas.
I imagine that there's not.
Yeah. So I'm like scrounging the internet trying to get an internship. So like the first summer that I tried, like I didn't really get nothing big because I don't have the experience. So like most times they're not gonna hire somebody that, you know, don't have at least a little bit of relative experience. But shout out to my aunt. Yes. She is well connected. So she was
the sorority.
So she was very well connected, and she got me like an internship at like the school district that I went to school at back home. So I was able to at least like build up the muscle of like, okay, like I know what these things are. So like that next semester, you could ask any of my friends. I swear to you not. If you saw me with a laptop, a notebook, and I was applying. I mean, I am applying.
I know that's right.
Everywhere because I was getting an internship. So that's when I got my first big like internship at Chegg. So I got to go to
like the books.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
I used to order my books from Chegg.
Yeah, shout out to Chegg.
Shout out to Chegg.
Use Chegg, please. Keep us at business. Keep me with a job.
Come on. Yes.
So I got an internship at Chegg. So like that was like my first big break because they like flew me to California for the whole summer. So I got to be like in the Bay Area.
Okay.
For the whole summer. So like that was like a huge turning point in my career because that's when I started like learning what copywriting was.
Okay.
And nice. That's when I like really got in my little bag. I'm like, okay, God, like, thank you for this. Like, thank you. So then I came back, had another semester in school, and then I graduated.
Okay.
And then I got another internship. So I didn't get a job like straight out of college. I got like a post-grad internship.
Okay.
So it was like supposed to be 6 months. And then it would like turn into like a full-time job.
Okay.
So that's when I moved to New York City.
Oh, you did go to New York?
Yes, I did get to go to New York.
Okay.
Hated it.
But that's so funny. Like, the whole time you wanted to go so bad, and then you end up hating.
Yes, and I feel like that was God saying, like, it's so crazy. I was reading this in the Bible the other day. I want to say it was in Numbers. Don't quote me. Okay. It could be Numbers or Leviticus. I'm not sure.
Right.
But it was like, I think it was like the Pharaoh or something God was telling the Pharaoh to like go do something or like go prophesy to somebody.
Okay.
And like he was riding his donkey to like go prophesy to somebody. Mm-hmm. But like the donkey kept going a different direction than he was supposed to be going. And like the Pharaoh, or not the Pharaoh, whatever his name was getting so angry. And he would like beat on the donkey like, why are you not listening to me? Like, I know. Okay. And then the donkey was just like, you know, would just keep going different directions. And he just kept getting so mad. But it was just like, God was like, I was the one, you know, redirecting that donkey because I could see what was in front of you that you couldn't see.
Absolutely.
And so I feel like it was one of those situations where it was like, you wanted to be in New York so bad. You want to do this
doing
thing
what
so
you want
bad.
to do.
You want to do this so bad. Like, because I wanted to work for like the Shade Room. I wanted to be on the gossip blogs and like the red carpet.
Oh, wow.
And so it was just like, I'm forcing this to get to New York. I get to New York and I hated.
That's crazy.
COVID happened. I hated it. Like everything just went bad. Like the internship didn't end up working out. So like I had the internship for the 6 months, but like it didn't turn into a job because of COVID. So I'm like so caught up in like this thing, and it doesn't work out that way. And then I come back home. I move home because of COVID. So I'm back in Little Rock. Like
you went home.
Home.
Oh my goodness.
So I'm like back in Little Rock. I'm like, Lord, what in the world? And then that's when I got like a job at McCormick. So that's what moved me out here.
McCormick, the seasoning.
So that's when so literally like God was like, look, just trust me. Let me do this. Like, I know you thought you wanted to do that, but like trust me. Right. And it literally
trust
like
him.
A couple weeks later, I literally got a job and then moved out here. Yeah. So then I moved out here doing social media management for McCormick. So I did that for like, so I was like running like the McCormick page, like the Old Bay page at one time, Lowry.
Oh, you know they had the Old Bay page.
Yeah, like Lowry. So we doing all this stuff like, So I got to do a lot of big things to like, you know, Auntie Tab.
I do. I love her.
Yeah, so you know she has like a season of like McCormick.
Yeah. Okay. I like right, and I need some of that. I need some of that, Auntie Tab. Where you at? I need some of that.
Like, so I launched that. Like, I helped launch her first camp, like our first season.
That's such a big thing, especially because she's a Black woman, and we love Auntie Tab.
Yes,
she's so genuine. I don't know her in real life.
Exactly, but she's so sweet.
Yeah.
Like, she's so sweet, and so like to be on something like that, or even when I was in New York, I still got to work on like big things. Like, I got to do like a panel for like WWD magazine, which is like a big magazine for like women in fashion, and I was getting invited to like events with like A Boogie and like Spotify and Amazon, or you know, that was like Megan Thee Stallion and stuff, or just different. I was working with like Legos and Mountain Dew, so I'm like doing all these things. I'm like, thank you, Lord. Like it was just like the little stuff just was like adding up, trickling up. So I feel like those were all like very pivotal. So now I'm back at Chegg. Okay. So then it was like, we need you back.
So you came back.
They was like, we need you back. I said, of course.
Yeah.
So now I'm back at Chegg, and I've been at Chegg for, it'll be 4 years this year.
Wow. Well, congrats on that. That's a long time. Especially the journey, like starting somewhere and then like loving it enough to go back. Because people don't talk about leaving a space enough and then like somewhere you actually cared for it and wanted to be. A lot of people leave and be like, I'm done with that. I'm never going back. I'm straight. So to hear that you started there, it was like your big break, and then now you're back.
And what's crazy is like when I was interning at Chegg, like while I loved interning at Chegg and I really loved like the people and the things that we did, I was like, I don't really like specifically what I'm doing. Because I don't think I'm that good at it. So that's probably like some imposter syndrome. Like, I don't think I'm that good. Yeah. And then so like to come back, it's kind of like going back to like the story about what I was saying. It's just like, I guess I didn't realize like the impact that I would have like being at a job like this, because it's education. And you know, education is very important, and it's something that's like not widely accessible to everybody as we think. Yeah. Or the people that, especially people that look like us. Yeah. So to be able to like be in a room and be in a space where like I look like me and I can have an impact on other people that look like me. So I'm like, did not think about that, God, but I see what you're doing. Like, I see that.
Come on. I have two things, because I definitely want to get into people that look like you and that whole part of it. But I wanted to shout out our aunties real quick, because shout out to my Delta auntie as well that got me an internship out of college. Come on in. Isn't that crazy?
They be connected.
Shout out to them Deltas.
Because they be connected.
I'm telling you, I remember the same
It's both thing. Of us with our red nails, too. No,
that's so funny. But I remember just that, like, being unsure coming out of college, like, what do I do next? And she was just like, and she made one phone call.
Literally, that's what my aunt did. She said, I got something for you.
Yep. Quick and fast in a hurry. It was so simple. And so, again, shout out to our sorority. And that's just a testament to, like, not even just who we are, but the people that we surround ourselves with. It matters. You know what I'm saying? And I remember when we found out we were in the same sorority, I was like, it makes sense. Yeah. Yep. Like, I knew. Before I was like, I knew it was something about you. Like, because we do have certain standards. Yeah. And we uphold them. And in your walk, just every day, just how you carry yourself in general, like it. And I'm not no shade to any other sorority, but I don't know your journey in that one. Right. I'm in my sorority, you know what I'm saying? Right. And I love mine down. But so I just wanted to shout them out real quick. Yes, shout out to them Delta women. But
we love the aunties.
Shout out to our aunties. But I wanted to go back to what you were saying, like just kind of empowering other women that look like you, that especially may not have the same opportunities as you, because I did not know you work for Chegg, and I love, as an educator. Yeah. I love that. And well, let's talk offline about that, because my students be needing books, honey.
And I dropped it in the chat. You haven't even seen it.
And I know, so I did, that's what I was going to bring up. So I did see it in the chat, but I didn't, 2 and 2 didn't, it wasn't 4. Yeah. It wasn't 4. You sent it, and I'm like, okay, well, maybe she just like sending it to help somebody, or somebody asked the question. I didn't realize you worked there.
So I get them every semester. So I'll send it to you directly next semester.
Please, thank you. Yeah, so tell me about like what that looks like for you day in and day out, to just like show up for other Black women, to show up first for yourself, but for other Black women, and just kind of put on for other Black women, and like not gatekeep, and just provide them with the knowledge that you have, the resources you have, and just helping others. Like, how important is that to you?
That's like super important to me. Like, I am not a gatekeeper at all. Like, me either. I am not a gatekeeper. It is like, because to me it's just like, we already don't get the opportunities. Like, I literally vividly remember, like, at Chegg, at the end of the semester for the interns, they have like all the interns do like a end of the semester presentation of like what they learned and all things like that. So I did my presentation, and at the end of it, I had to give a speech. I'm like, and I'm crying. This is in front of the whole company, CEO, VPs, everybody. I'm just like, people that look like me, that come from places like me, don't get opportunities like this. Yeah. Like, I am from a very, like, people don't even know where Arkansas is on the map.
I only know about Little Rock because ain't that the capital?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But like, people don't get opportunities like this from where I'm at. So like, for me, that's a driving force. So I feel like I try to do whatever I can to, you know, put people on in whatever the way that is. So like this past summer, I was in charge of helping us like hire an intern.
Oh, I love that.
And we hired a black intern.
Circle that is.
And I hired a black intern.
Come on. Did you purposely hire somebody black? Or did it just work out that way?
A little bit of both.
Oh, I know that's right. Let's tell the truth.
A little bit of both. I was advocating for her very hard. She had the skills and she worked hard. So like, she definitely earned it, and I didn't like just, you know, give it to her. Yeah. But that was also a driving force. Yeah. Like, no, I'm going to keep. Yes. And I told her, and I was like, no, you talk to this person, get in contact with this person. Yeah. There's even been times where like, because I know that like getting internships or jobs are so hard, I like made a whole like working list of just jobs and internships. And I'm like, whoever needs this, here.
Wow.
Whoever needs this, here. If like, one girl literally, she randomly found one of my videos on TikTok a while ago from my old TikTok when I was talking about my job, and she was like, hey, like, I'm interested in getting into copywriting, but like, I don't really know. I said, I don't even know this girl. We set up a Zoom call.
Come on.
And we talking it through. Like, I don't even know this girl. She don't know me, but we talking it through.
Let's go.
So like, I just feel like it's important. And I feel like
absolutely
everybody, especially when you get into like these higher positions or you get into these places, like, put people on.
Why not?
It don't hurt you.
Why not? And the door don't open until we open it. So we have to be the ones, especially given what we've been through. Yeah. We have to be the ones opening the doors for others. Why not?
Exactly.
Why not? And that's part of what we know as Christians as well. But it's like we have to be who we want to see other people be. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like you only pushing yourself back by not helping others. You know?
Exactly. And I feel like, you know, the more that we can get people that look like us or just like people in these spaces, I feel like the less problems that we'll face. I mean, I know right now it's really sticky with all the DEI stuff and just it's just a lot going on, but as much as we can do, I feel like we should try to do in the spaces that we can, at least.
I'm just breathing because what's going on is just definitely unfortunate.
It's very unfortunate.
Because we've come so far just to go back, right?
So many steps.
And I can't even talk about it in this very moment, but I just pray for change in that. So we'll leave that there. But speaking of prayer, we have to talk about how we met. Yes. And we also have to talk about Faithfully Flawless.
Oh, yes!
So y'all gonna get tired of me bringing these guests on, talking about Union Church, talking about Freedom Group, but I don't care. Because
we be having a good time, okay? Yes. You haven't come to Union, come to Union.
Come to Union, Club Union. Like, we get down. We do not play around. We be rocking in there. You would never think that, like, it's like a concert. Like, we talked about that earlier. Go ahead.
Is, but I also will say, like, because coming to Union can be a lot.
It is.
It can be overwhelming.
Yeah. My very first time, I was like, oh, it's
too much.
It's loud, and the lights, and yeah.
It's too much.
Because I was coming off of only online experience for a while, and then, like, stepping in there. So I'll never forget, just like you don't forget the day that you were saved, March 23rd. 2024 was my first time coming, and I actually went to UBC first.
Okay.
And because I was just like, okay, this down the street, like, let me see. And there I was like, like, it was even a lot there. So then I was like, I asked him at the end, like, okay, where did he preach out of? They said BWI. So the very next week, and I've been there since, I was just like, I was like, my heart was palpitating. Like, it was so much happening. It was so much happening. But then I gradually, like, I was sitting all the way in the bed, and I went up to the third row. That front row crew, catch me in the front.
I literally, if I watch a video or if I'm like watching online, I literally like, there she go right there. I see her.
Everybody say that. They be like, I didn't have to ask if you was there because you was there. In your front row. See, catch me in the front row on Sundays at 8:30, Catalyst, Saturday prayer at 9. But anyway. So we met in our Freedom group. And we had Brianna on with us as well, who was one of the leaders and one of the hosts of our freedom group. So we met in that group, and we kikied a couple times, but it was also very emotional.
Yeah, it was a lot.
It was a lot, but it was a good a lot, right? So we met in that group, and then we are both now hosting groups. Yes. And so talk to me a little bit. Come on, Financial Peace University. Yes. I don't know why I always do this like Black Power. But no, for real, Black Power. But yes, so I love that we got free together. And then even in this new journey of hosting, like we don't host the same group, but like even that being a product coming out of us joining freedom, right? So talk to me about Faithfully Flawless and why you decided. Well, we know you a girl's girl, and you cute. Let's tell the people like it is. You cute, and you keep yourself up, and again, you hold yourself to a certain standard. So we already knew you could do something like that. But tell me why you chose Faithfully Flawless, like the title itself, what you decided to be the leading point of the group. Talk to me about how that came about.
Child, this is a story.
Okay.
So Brianna actually was like, she kept messaging me, like not consistently, but she was like, I think you should host a group. I'm like, girl, I'll think about it. I'll pray on it.
Right, pray on it, literally.
That's about it.
You got to start there.
And then she was like, I think you should host a group. Like, they're having an interest meeting. I think you should go. So I signed up for the interest meeting and did not go. But union, they gonna
ask you again.
And they gonna ask you again and again. So I had this lady reaching out to me. She is texting my phone. I am straight ignoring her. Oh. She's like, I want to set up some time this week so we could talk about a group or what you think your interest could be. And I'm just like, actually, you know what? Can you circle back to me the summertime? I don't think this is a good time.
Yeah.
I'm just not that confident in it. I don't really know what I would want to do. I don't even know what I would host a group for. So before I continue the story, I want to pause and say, so one of my prayers that I've really been praying about is I wanted to have a mentor. Yeah. I want to have wise counsel.
Yes, absolutely.
Somebody that's married, somebody who's intentional, somebody who's just really walking that can be my a spiritual mother to me, essentially is what I was really looking for. So I'm gonna leave that nugget right there.
Yes.
So then one day I'm in the bathroom, minding my business,
That's how I go. Minding your business.
Minding my business in the bathroom. And this woman come up to me and she was like, oh my gosh, your makeup is so cute. I'm like, oh, thank you so much. And she was like, we the same skin tone. Tell me what I need to get. So I'm like, okay, I'm not thinking much about it.
Right.
But I'm like, okay, yeah. So my foundation is Makeup Forever. Okay. And then she was like, okay. So foundation. Okay, so we lay our foundation in Christ.
Yeah, come on. We do.
What is this woman talking about?
You feel what's happening here?
And so I'm going through the different steps, and she's like, okay, so what eyelashes? And she's like, okay, yeah, when you come to Christ, the scales, they fall off, and da-da-da.
Come on.
What is this woman talking about? So she done gave me her phone and everything. She's like, yeah, type it all up, because I need that. And she's like, well, have you thought about hosting a group? I said, no.
That's honest, no, I haven't.
No. And she was like, I think you would be a great host. She was like, I'm getting a great vibe from you, da-da-da-da-da-da. Yeah. And I'm just like, oh, so we kikiing. Now we just kikiing. And she's still talking about the makeup, but then she keep bringing it back to scripture.
Yes.
So she's not irritating me, but I'm just still confused. I'm like, what is this woman talking about? I'm not understanding the connection. I'm understanding what she's trying to do, but I'm like, why is she doing this in this here bathroom? And then she was like, we introduced ourselves or whatever. She was like, my name is Maya, and I'm like, okay, nice to meet you, Maya. My name is Ruztique. So we talking. So we're having several different conversations at the same time. Mind you, we're still in the bathroom.
No, stop.
And so we started. She was like, I feel like I know you from somewhere. I'm like, I don't know, because I'm not from here, so I don't feel like
it was social media.
No, it's gonna be so crazy.
Okay.
So we talking, and then so we're just talking. Like I said, kikiing. She pulled out some glasses, and her glasses look just like mine. I'm like, oh my gosh, I really like your glasses. And I was like, I really like the red on them. She's like, why you like the red? I'm like, I just like the red on the glasses. I was like, I got red in my glasses too. And she was like, oh, I thought you were gonna say a sorority or something like that. I said, I mean, I am in a sorority. And she was like, okay then, little sis.
Not little sis.
So you're Delta.
Okay, right. That's what that means.
So like we had that in common.
Wow.
And then so the makeup thing, we literally had on like the same outfit, like blazer type style outfit. So we were talking about that. We're talking about our personalities together. And then it hit me. I'm like,
What happened?
I do know where I know you from. And I was like, you prayed for me at Freedom Conference.
No.
I said, you had them blonde braids with that bun. You prayed for me at Freedom Conference.
Beautiful.
She was like, I knew you.
Cause let me pause there. I'm sorry. I
No,
didn't mean to cut
fine.
you off, because that prayer at Freedom Conference was a different type of prayer.
A different type of prayer.
Woo, but go ahead.
So I'm like, you pray for me. Wow. You pray for me.
And she don't even remember. You know what I'm saying? Cause she said, I know you. I seen you before.
Yeah. And so she was like, I think you should host a group. She was like, I think you should host a makeup group. She was like, it don't gotta be
why not?
She was like, your makeup is fine. Like, it looks great. Other people want to learn how to do makeup. It's like, you can throw a little scripture in there, and that could be a whole group. And I'm like, I guess. Like, and she was like, I feel like there's things that you're looking for and that you're wanting to do and that you're like praying about, but like God is asking you to be obedient. So are you gonna be obedient, or are you gonna keep pushing all this stuff off?
Come on.
And I was like, I mean, when you put it like that,
Like, say less.
so that's how I ended up doing
how.
a group, because so me and Maya are now like this. I
Come
love that
on.
woman.
Shout out to
down.
Maya.
Shout out to Maya. So that is literally like my mother now. Like, so like God answered my prayer in that way, because I was like really looking for a mentor, like, and so for her to come into my life very randomly, and it was even crazier because she was like, I didn't even have to go to the bathroom. She was like, the Lord just told me to come into the bathroom to wash my hands.
Won't he do it?
I said,
my God.
I said, oh, God is so intentional.
All the time. Literally, that's legitimately how it happens.
Yeah.
Even, this not about me, but even how I started mine. I'm like, again, I was minding my business. I was putting it off just like you. And I remember when we first started talking about groups, and of course, that question gets asked all the time. Are you in a group? Are you hosting a group?
Yeah.
If y'all not in a group and y'all go to Union, even if y'all go anywhere, any church,
Yes.
if they got groups, community, get into community, please. It changes things. Like, we here together today because of a group.
Facts.
You know
We
what
did
I
not
mean?
know each other.
We did not know each other. I ain't even seen her before Freedom. But no, but I love that, because it be in the most random moments that God not only bring you closer to Him, but His people. So I love hearing that.
Yes.
Okay, so the title, Faithfully Flawless.
So Faithfully Flawless came because, so at first I'm talking to Maya, trying to talk it through or whatever. And so like Maya really helped me like get like the structure of it together. Like Maya really helped me out. So Maya really got me together.
Shout out to her for real.
Yes, look, I'm going to go see her right after this.
Yay, I
like
love
we
it.
have like bi-weekly meetings now where we see each other and hang out. Like that really is my girl.
Come on, Maya.
Yes. And so she was like, I was like, I don't know about a name. I was like, at first I could think of like beauty and Bible. Like, it's just something simple.
Too.
Yeah. But then I'm like, that ain't enough. So shout out to Chad.
Yeah, come on.
Shout out to Chad. So I'm like,
Yeah.
Chad, like, help me. I'm like, so I gave like the whole description, and like ChatGPT gave me a whole different, how they do give up.
Yeah.
So I just picked apart. two different things. And I was like, faithfully flawless. I like that. Like, because we're in faith, and we're, flawless is like synonymous with like makeup, like your makeup is flawless. So I'm like, oh my gosh, that makes sense. And then so like the structure is, so like 1 week we do Bible study. So at first I was gonna do bi-weekly, because I'm like, I don't know, this is my first group. I don't want to do too much. But then like the Lord was like, no, if you're gonna do it, you need to do it full throttle.
Yeah.
And because I was gonna just kind of do like little small scriptures, like kind of leave scriptures for like to kind of meditate on throughout the week. But I don't know, God was like, no, you need to do more than that. Like, you need to have a full-blown Bible study. I'm like, me
leading Bible study, right?
Crazy.
Because you be feeling like, I don't even know enough about the Bible.
Yes. And but let me tell, because God is crazy.
Yeah.
And now that I even think about it even more, it's really crazy. So as I decided to do, so I was like, okay, like the week's group went live. Like I was like, actually, I want to do weekly, and like I'm gonna change up my whole stuff. So like essentially, what we're doing is like 1 week we'll do like actual makeup technique, and then the next week we do Bible study.
Yeah.
And so I decided to do Bible study about different women in the Bible.
Come on.
So like last week we talked about Eve.
Come on, Eve.
Yeah, so we talked about Eve and like the serpent, and like going through like those different scenarios of like when we allow for like the serpent to get into our ear and like get us off track from God, and then also like finding our foundation in Christ and things like that. And then so one weekend, like 2 weekends ago, me and my homegirl, we went to Chili's. We were just catching up at Chili's.
Oh, I want them mozzarella sticks right now.
So good.
Right now. Go ahead.
So we went to Chili's. We just like catching up. Like that's like my sister in Christ as well. I love her down.
Yay.
She had also messaged me like weeks before, and she was like, I want to do a Bible study. Like we should co-lead a Bible study together. And I'm like, oh my gosh, God, like you are really coming out the woodworks with these opportunities. And so we were like going to like talk about like what we want that to look like. Like we think like a potluck style, so we can like mix our different friends groups that are like,
cute.
And make it like a DMV kind of girly type of thing. So we like envisioning rather. And then this lady come and sit next to us. And so like we're talking about Faithfully Flawless. And I'm like, you know what, Deja? I don't know. It's something in my spirit telling me that like Faithfully Flawless is going to be much bigger than what
it is.
And what I feel like it is. Like I feel like I'm supposed to be doing way more. So like maybe if we combine that, do something bigger in the summertime, yada, yada. So we and her talking, and this lady leaned over and she was like, that's a great ministry.
When you were talking, I'm like, okay, so it started with a group, but it's about to be literally so much bigger than that. And I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so she was like, that's a great ministry. Mm-hmm. And then we were like, oh my gosh, like you just gave us confirmation of what we were just talking about. And she was like, I feel like, yeah, y'all should do that and do makeup and talk about different women in the Bible. Now, mind you, I had already said this.
That's right.
So I'm like, this woman is literally confirming to me, back to me, everything that we were already saying and already getting in tune with. Mm-hmm. And then she started giving us idea after idea after idea after idea after idea. And then she prayed for us. Found out she a whole minister.
Come on.
And she prophesied to like me and my homegirl in the middle of Chili's. We in here boohoo crying in the middle of Chili's.
Chili's like that is so embarrassing. But it's like you don't care. You don't see nobody, feel nobody around you in moments like that. It don't even matter who else here.
And that's our girl too. Shout out to Miss Tony. We talking to her later today. She check on us every week. So to have like the whole like roundabout, I'm like, okay, God, like
that's such a full circle.
Because literally, she told me last week when we were on the call, I think it was 2 weeks ago. She was like, "You're gonna have holes in the red bottles from running from the Lord so much."
Not in the red bottles.
I don't even got no red bottles, but thank you.
Well, that she was speaking at it. She was prophesying. She was prophesying.
I said, thank you.
She was prophesying.
I said, let me get this together, okay?
Oh my goodness, that's because as you were talking to her, I was thinking about how we both in Freedom were like, let's do Union College together,
and we doing Union College.
together in the fall. So find us there.
Yes,
but. And when you talked about just that's a ministry, and I don't know if you were going to Union College for leadership or the other side of it, ministry, but he planting stuff already.
Planting. I'm just like, oh my gosh. You know, when like Tyler was like in our group message the other day, she was like, God has been checking out so many things. So I went to go look through my journal. I'm like, check. Check.
Yeah.
Check.
You got to keep track of it.
Yeah. I'm like, well, just when, and this is crazy because you think there's like, because as like you said, life still goes on and days still go on. So it's like, some days it's just like, okay, well, I don't know if anything's happening. But when you go back and look, oh, baby, God is always working.
And correct. He working when we don't feel it, when we don't see it. So he working. You got to know that.
Part.
And speaking of checking stuff off, like this new Pray 21, I was living in prayer from the last Pray 21 in the summer. Come on. And to your point, I knew it, but like I wasn't thinking about it because I was just going through the motions.
Yeah.
But again, taking that, being introspective and being like, let me sit back and really like think about what God is doing. And it's like, I just remember having a moment like, God, you really did your big one. I've been waiting for so long for certain stuff, but what I realized is I couldn't have been who I was. I needed to go through freedom. I needed to be fully free and break all of those bondages, like even down to not drinking anymore.
Yeah.
Like in my role now, like I'd have been out in the streets with my students. That's not cute. That's not cute. Yeah. That's not cute. They'd have been like, Dr. McCree, we see you at Fells Point. No, you didn't.
Yeah.
So it's just it's amazing how he works and how he literally moves and changes things.
Yeah.
And I love him. Okay. Because, we can talk about God all day. We can talk about Union all day. But I want to know what's next for you. So we didn't get into your content bag much, but while we here, where can they find you? What type of content you be doing? Yeah. You have a niche, or you just be all things content? Yeah. And then what's next for you in that world or any of the areas that you are in? Yeah, so what's next? I don't know. That's honest. That's very honest. I feel like every day I'm like, God, what am I supposed to be doing? Yeah. Like, what am I supposed to be doing? So I genuinely don't know. I feel like I get scared. Yeah, which is why Miss Tony was like, you gonna have them holes in them shoes. Yeah. So I get scared and I overthink. So I feel like I'm in a place now of like paralysis analysis. Okay. Gotcha. Of just like, I got all these different things in my head, but I don't know where to start or what to do. So I don't know what's next. Right now, I feel like, and I get overwhelmed kind of easily. Okay. So like, I know like Miss Tony is telling us to do different stuff, and like I'm trying to do my Faithfully Flawless, but I'm still trying to like be a normal person, but I'm still got my different, I'm co-hosting another group. Oh, so I'm leading 2 groups this semester while also trying to be in somebody's group. Well, you just talking about all the stuff you did in college, so it makes sense, but slow down. I know. So I'm like, trying to just get my bearings together and like get back in my content bag. So I do like a little bit of everything. So I can do like makeup, fashion. Come on. I do a little inspirational post here and there. Shout out to Gina, because Gina definitely gave me my message for like shout out to Gina. Gina got brought up with Brianna when we were talking. Brianna and I were talking as well. Yes, we love Gina. I love Gina. How she did that, because you know that analogy where she was like, "Don't let the birds make a nest in your head." I live by that now. So I had to make a whole video about that. So I do a little inspirational here and there. So you can find me on like YouTube, on TikTok and Instagram at Rustique's Room, RUZTIQUE ROOM Rustique at the S, Rustique's Room. Come on. So I'm on there. I'm trying to get back in my YouTube bag. I feel like, God, you know how they tell you like when you feel like God is not really talking to you, but so like go back to the last thing he told you to do. Come on. So I feel like, there's a YouTube video he been telling me to make that I just ain't made yet. Why we ain't made it yet? Because I'm like, it's going to be a lot. It is going to be a lot, but he already gave you what you needed to do it. I know. Because I feel like he told me to do a testimony video, and I'm like, that's a lot. We need that, though. And then when you do it, you need to come back. Yeah. And do another episode. Yeah. Just pray on having the strength to do it. Yeah. And I'll pray on it. I'll submit that in prayer as well. Thank you. Because I'm like, I'm going to do it this weekend. I'm going to do it today. But then I'm like, it's just because I just know it's going to be emotionally draining. For sure. Absolutely. And then, just being vulnerable on the internet. Like. Yeah. It's scary. Yeah. It's scary, but he gave us a story for us to tell it. Yeah. So, facts. Tell it. Yes. That's that on that. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. I don't have nothing else to say. But okay, so they can find you on YouTube, and that's the same name on Instagram and everything. Yeah. Okay, so it's across the board. All the board, yeah. Across the board. Okay. I made it simple. So we don't know what's next just yet, but we're gonna figure it out. Yes. God gonna give it to you. He is. And y'all make sure y'all follow her to keep up with what's next. Like, subscribe, all of that on YouTube as well. Here. Yes, period. Thank you. Because shout out to my good girl. Yes. So I want to say thank you so much for joining me. It was fun. I love being able to do this with my friends and people that, like I said, I know in real life. And we get to learn more about each other in these episodes, and just let the people know who you are and what you got going on, because you are a great human being and you're doing great things. Thank you. So we want to let everything. Thank you. We want to let people know what all you have going on. So until next time, thank you for joining us. That's Ruztique Kelly, and I'm Dr. McCree, signing out. Thank you. That's a wrap on today's episode of Black Girls Can Talk. I hope you felt heard, empowered, and inspired by today's conversation. If you love what you heard, make sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share this episode with your girl. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at blackgirls_can talk to stay updated on future episodes and join the conversation online. Got something you want us to talk about or want to be a guest on our show? Hit us up on social media or visit our website at blackgirlscantalk.com. Thank you for listening, and remember, Black girls can talk, and we've got a lot to say. Until next time, stay powerful.